gracious and merciful. Assalamu alaikum everyone. Good. I hope you all doing well and fine. Welcome to Women Fortune Tech. I'm your host Momna Khalid, and today webinar is about uh, mind on paper. The topic is the foundation and clarity of conciseness. So, without further ado, I would like to invite my guest, uh, Mr. Ahmed. He is a public speaker and three-time model, United Nations Outstanding, delighted. Uh, Sir Ahmed,
Assalamu alaikum.
Walaikum Assalam. How are you?
Alhamdulillah.
Warm
So,
welcome to you once again.
come again?
I say a warm welcome to you once again.
Of course, thank you so much. Let me just screen share.
Okay, sir. Over to you.
Right. Um, okay, can everyone see my screen?
Yes, it's visible, sir.
All right, lovely, lovely. So, we're just going to start with the slideshow. Okay. I'm going to call this Mind on Paper. Anyway, so considering this is our very first lecture, and this is day zero of it. I would just like to get to know everybody. Seeing as my introduction has been given, I'm sure you all know me, and in case you don't, I have a slide for you right here. Um, anyways, you everyone's just new to each other right now, so I would really like to start with some icebreakers that I have organized for today. But first, let's just see where you all stand. So if you could just please tell me in the chat box your name, age, reason for joining this course, and anything interesting about yourself. Would anyone like to unmute themselves and introduce? Right. So, okay, we can just continue onwards. Now, this is the very first lecture. I want this to be as interactive as possible. I just want interaction, and we aren't really going to be doing anything too heavy for the very first day. So, I would like to ask everyone here that why did you guys choose to be a part of this course, and what do you think you will gain after 1 week of this? Okay. So the entire point of this first lecture is that we're supposed to interact with the audience and the crowd. So if everyone's just going to be muted, it's not going to be very easy for me, because that's just going to defeat the entire point. Well, uh, can we get at least one answer in chat? Right. Anyways, continuing onwards, the the reason I want you guys to do all of this is that I think it's very important to first develop a reason you're doing something. जब आप जिंदगी में कुछ भी कर रहे हो, सबसे पहली चीज आपको बताना चाहिए आप क्यों कर रहे हो. Of course, every person does something for a purpose and for a goal. So the point of this entire worksheet is to define your goal and set your purpose so that in the future when you're doing your when you're further progressing with this course, you know exactly what you want from yourself. So The deeper why is, what do you really want from this course? And I even listed an example that you could say it's going to give you a major confidence boost. You could say that it's going to help you get more friends. You can say that it's going to help you be better and excel in your professional work life. Now, this skill set of public speaking and how to interact with your audience, how to grasp your audience, this isn't just something that would make your life easier in the short term. This is something that would make your life easier for the rest of your years. And so, of course, it's a skill that many are very eager to develop. And of course, for me, it was my mastery of public speaking and how to be better at communicating. As an example, it can be anyone who wants to be an influencer or a public speaker. Like you see those YouTubers out there, but what's the first thing they want to know how to do? They want to know how to interact with their crowd and grasp their audience, of course. Anyways, so a bit of a reflection from you guys, seeing as new people join. Let's go to the first slide about this course. So, if any of you could unmute and give me an introduction, what are your names, ages, your reasons for joining this course, and a fact about yourselves?
Can I do that?
Yes, yes, you can.
So, my name is Farah. I am 40 years old and I've been into computer science coding. And I think that my problem is I can't very effectively tell people what to do. Now, I'm senior and I have a big team, but I expect them to understand the logic and do it. But they want words, not logic. And that is my struggle, how to be very soft, easy, and effective in telling the technical things to my team.
Right, of course. So you think that there's a language barrier between your team and you because you know a lot of technical stuff that your team doesn't, and you find it hard to kind of dumb it down for them, right?
The problem is that when we are studying computer science, we are not uh, taught communications and soft skills, and we just focus on logic. So my whole team is very good in logic, and I have good logic, but we don't know how to share knowledge. That is because we're not very talkative.
Right. Of course, sharing knowledge, that's the main issue. So, do you think that the reason you joined here is because you want to get better at communicating and sharing knowledge with your team?
Yes.
Okay, so that would be your goal. That's a good goal to have, to be more of a team person. That's an awesome goal to have. Would anyone else like to go? Okay, moving on. Um, SMART goals. So, SMART is an abbreviation for something that's specific, measurable, achievable, and relevant. Specific as in you need to know what to do, right? That's what you need to specify. You need to know what you're going to do. You need to know what you're going to do, and you need to know who you're going to do it for. Measurable is like your sort of milestone to know that you've progressed in something. See, if I want to be better at a video game, how would I know that I'm really making progress in the video game? I earn more items, I see that I'm getting better and getting more skillful, and that's how I know that I'm achieving something. So what you need to do is find your set milestone where how you exactly know that you've achieved something.
सर एक सवाल है। अब जैसे हमें कहा जाता है आप इंग्लिश बोलते रहो और आप कम्युनिकेशन अच्छी हो जाएगी, मगर आप कह रहे हैं कि गोल्स
Farah's
दिमाग में।
example is that she, yes, come again.
हमें ही कहा जाता है कि अगर आप इंग्लिश बोलते रहोगे, आप जाओ बस इंग्लिश बोलना शुरू हो जाओ, कम्युनिकेट करो, आप प्रैक्टिस से सीख जाओगे। मगर आप कह रहे हैं कि पहले गोल दिमाग में रखो फिर बोलो। तो ये तो उसका ऑपोजिट है जो हमें कम्युनिकेशन के लिए सिखाया जाता है कि गोल के बाद बोलो।
You need to right, of course. थिंग इज के आपको पहले गोल होना चाहिए, लाइक दिस स्पेसिफिक। अगर आपको पहले गोल हो फिर ही आप बोल सकते हो। वाई? क्योंकि इफ़ यू स्पीक विदाउट अ गोल, और अगर आप बस अंग्रेज़ी ही बोलते जाओ जैसे आपको सिखाया गया है यूजुअली, दैट्स जस्ट समथिंग जो आपको पाकिस्तान में सिखाया गया है। अगर आप पाकिस्तान, इंडिया, बांग्लादेश ऐसे साउथ एशियन कंट्रीज़ में जाके किसी से पूछो, वो आपको यही बोलेंगे कि अगर आपने एक जॉब इंटरव्यू में अच्छी खासी इंग्लिश ठोक ली है, तो ऑफ कोर्स आपको कोई अच्छी जॉब मिल जाएगी। That only works within हमारी countries. मगर if you plan to be more audacious, if you plan to go out here in like United States of America, Britain, England, and you simply mindlessly just start speaking English, of course वो आपको hire थोड़ी करेंगे. They're not really going to take you in regard at all, right? So that doesn't apply. So that's why this is so important, because you need to have a goal in mind before you work towards it. Does that answer your question?
Gee, thank you.
All right. So the the second last point is that, is it relevant? So you know how Farah Mehboob had described she wants to be better with communicating with her team members, right? Is that relevant to your goal? Like, if you get better at communication skills and if you do this course for a week, do you think it will help you get better towards your goals? And the last one is, how long do you want to do this for? Because of course मैं ये तो नहीं बोल सकता कि मुझे पूरी ज़िंदगी बस एक ही skill हासिल करनी है, you know, like if you want to have a skill acquired, you need to know when you need to have it acquired, right? So if I want to study maths, जब एग्जाम्स होते हैं हमारे, मुझे पता होना चाहिए ना कि मेरे 3 महीने में एग्जाम्स हैं, मुझे 3 महीने में मैथ पढ़नी है. That's what it needs to have yourself time bound. And for an example, you can see, I'll let you guys I'll give you guys a minute to see the example. Okay, so I hope you guys all have seen the goal statement. Would anyone like to have a go and have their own smart and type out their own smart goal in chat? I'll give you guys 2 minutes. All right. So, seeing guys, I've given you guys about 3 minutes, and let's check the chat. Okay. So, seeing as now that we've defined what we want to do and how we want to do it, let's go to the start again. And since we have more people, I would like to try this again. In that, can we get an introduction about for like I just want one person quickly. I want one introduction. Come on, guys, I'm waiting. How many people we have? One, two, three. We have about 10 people in the Zoom call. Can one of you at least unmute yourselves and give an introduction? If not, I'm gonna start calling out names. I'm gonna put you on the spot. Okay. Would
Um,
yes, yes, go on.
my name is Momna Khalid, and I'm 27 years old,
Okay.
and
What's your
I'm G.
what's your
Yes,
reason for joining this course?
to gain new information.
All right. And what's one fact about yourself you would like to share? Okay. Would anyone else have a shot before we move on? No one? Okay. Uh, I want one more person though. So let's see, how many people do we have here? We have Varda, Ruj, Nadia, Azu. Would one of you, how about Varda? Would you like to come up and give an introduction of yourself? Varda, we're waiting. Ruj, would you like to come up? Nadia, uh, no one? Azu, all right.
Please, girls, please cooperate with sir.
Okay, I'll give you guys 5 minutes to decide.
My name is Ruj Kazi. I'm from Jangira. I learn different things in these sessions
All right, thank you, Ruj. So, what's your reason for joining this course?
because I collect different knowledge
Okay, great. And
and improve my new skills.
okay, what's one fact about you? What's one fun fact about you would like others to know? Okay. Next, Miss Nazia, would you like to have a try? Nadia, I have a lot of time. I'm not gonna move here until we have two more people. So yes, Miss Nadia or Varda, come on, guys. This is a communications class, of course. You're gonna have to speak, guys. This is a communications class. So if you don't speak, we're not moving forward with this. I just want one more person. I just want one more person.
Can I go?
Yes, please.
Okay, my name is Farah Mehboob. I'm 40 years old. I think I'm the oldest one here. So I just said it, but I'll say it one more time that I think just like we don't get enough spaces to communicate and learn to speak, and we are very good in maths and logic in our studies. So when we come to a profession, that is a struggle. How to speak? Even even in this online video, we're scared to speak. You're making us speak, and we're scared. So I just want to overcome that fear. And the fun fact about me is that I like to eat chawal with roti.
Okay, that's an interesting fun fact. Must give you that. Anyways, okay, I'm satisfied. We can continue onwards. Now, we need to define your personal why. Now, I've explained this before, but I'll explain it again. You need to know why you're doing this course. You need to know what you're doing this for. So, just a second, please. All right, sorry, there was a bit of noise distraction. So, why do you want to do this course, and by the end of this, what do you think this course will help you get better at? And you can even write this in the chat box, but I would prefer you guys unmute yourselves. However, I'll wait for you guys to write. All right, I'm checking the chat. No new responses yet. guys, this is a course on communication. तो अगर आप लोगों में से कोई भूलेगा नहीं तो आप लोगों में से कोई सीखेगा नहीं, because आप लोग यहाँ आए कम्युनिकेट करने और आप कम्युनिकेट ही नहीं कर रहे, ये भी तो देखो. All right, we have some responses. Let's start with Amna Sahab. Amna, 23. Learn new skills and improve your communication. That's great. That's great. Improving communication is a very scary thing, and I think that most people are very scared to do it, but everyone wants to do it. Like, of course, अगर आप किसी से भी पूछ लें, सबको एक कैरिज्मेटिक इंसान बनना है, सबको बहुत एक्सट्रोवर्टेड बनना है. कोई ऐसा बंदा नहीं जो विलिंगली अपने दोस्त सैक्रिफाइस करके इंट्रोवर्टेड बनता है. But of course, the only reason people aren't willing to take that step is because it's scary. It's a scary jump for most. I understand that. But what I'm but what this course aims to do is give you a safe space so that you can openly communicate with people, and no one's gonna judge you for that. आपकी English जैसी भी हो, आपकी उर्दू जैसी भी हो, even if you stutter when you speak, I promise what matters is that you try at the end of the day. So we have Farah Mehboob. Goal is to be effective in sharing your thoughts with your team members. Right? Articulation is a very common thing people desire. That's very nice of you. And Nadia, learn something, of course. Fun fact. You cook better than your mom. That's interesting. Okay. So, uh, moving onwards. After you achieve your goal, so let's see for agar Miss Farah's example, if you achieve your goal in being very articulate with your team members and your team members understand everything you're saying, are you going to be satisfied? And if that happens, what is the positive outcome in your life?
तो ये होगा कि हमारा काम, एक तो गलतियां कम होंगी और हमारी लड़ाइयां कम होंगी टीम में, क्योंकि हम लोगों को पता होगा कि क्या कहा था. ब्लेमिंग कम हो जाएगी, टीम बेहतर हो जाएगी और हमारे ज्यादा बिजनेस आएगा. हम लोग ज्यादा मतलब कि अच्छे प्रोजेक्ट्स कर सकते हैं, क्योंकि हमारी रेपुटेशन खराब होती है कि ये काम सही नहीं करते, इनको समझ नहीं आता काम. तो सबसे पहले तो इट्स डायरेक्टली रिलेटेड टू अर्निंग एंड आवर टीम कैन इवन ग्रो अगर हम लोग इफेक्टिवली कम्युनिकेट करें. तो इट्स अबाउट रिलेटेड टू माय मनी एंड माय करियर.
That's very nice. So, आपने यार बहुत powerful चीज बोली है. Your communication is related to your money and your career, and that's what it is for most people. Because when you go and you try to find a job and you get fired, or maybe you don't get hired, you don't pass the job interview, or whatever reason, the main culprit behind your inadequacy is communication, of course. And Uruj said, learn new skills, achieve my goals to improve community and guide people. So you want to guide people. That's very noble of you. Okay. So for me, it was that I personally, my goal was I wanted more friends, and it worked out with me. I got more friends, and as a result of having more friends, I found myself to be more confident whenever it came to work, whenever it came to dealing with people. And what that really meant for me is that my life, the social sector of my life at least, got a whole lot easier. All right, next up.
It is one more thing. देखिए मेरी जो पर्सनल लाइफ में भी ना, जो आई टोल्ड यू मेरी टीम काम नहीं करती. इवन इन माय पर्सनल लाइफ आई एम जस्ट टेलिंग माय किड्स टू ईट वेजिटेबल्स. आई डोंट नो, बट आई थिंक आई नीड टू लर्न कि मैं किस तरह इवन फैमिली मेंबर से बात करूं, सो दैट you know they understand what I mean, and I don't have to say it again and again.
Hmm, I understand that. It's actually also the day two of the topic of our day two's class is also exactly dealing with that. But for considering that maybe you might not have a lot of time, considering you have children and all, I'll give you a bit of a tip. If you want to be concise and direct to someone, the the, the one thing you can do is remove filler words. When talking, people tend to stutter, which is completely normal and that's completely fine. and it takes a lot of practice to get away from that habit of stuttering. So the if I were to give an example, if I'm telling a young child to do something and I'm stuttering like Ahmed, tum jaake apne bartan dho, then the child isn't going to be absorbed into what I'm saying, and the child won't really care. But if you're concise, if you're getting to the point nice and you're not really convolulating it with filler words, then the child's going to be more reactive to what you say. Because लोगों को extra knowledge बिल्कुल भी पसंद नहीं है. Our mind cannot grasp that. Our mind hates it जब कोई फालतू में बंदा लंबी कर रहा होता है. क्यों? क्योंकि that's just not how our minds are designed. Anyways, so yeah. So as an example, if you were to do the same thing, as in if you were to tell the child to wash the dishes again, you'd be Urdu में Ahmed जाके बर्तन धो, and it's as simple as that. Anyways, here's a bit of a moment of reflection for everyone. So, what I like to do is that since this is our first ever seminar, and everyone, it's not seminar, if this is our first ever lecture, and everyone's going to be shy, no one's really going to be speaking, my job as the speaker here is to force you guys out of your comfort zone and force everyone here to speak at least once. So, in this reflection, I would want one person to speak who hasn't spoken yet. And if you don't do it yourself in the next 2 minutes, I'm going to start calling out names.
Please, girls, don't be shy. Give some response.
Okay, you had actually, no, you have like 15 more seconds before I start. Okay, so Mariam Nawaz, would you like to have a go for the next like 10 seconds or the next 30 seconds? Would you like to summarize what has been discussed so far? Okay, yeah, no worries. Hmm, let's see. No worries, किसी और को पकड़ लूंगा. Anab Hamza, would you like would you like to summarize what's been discussed so far just for the next 30 seconds? सब लोग सो रहे हैं. Anab Hamza, would you like to have the floor for the next 30 seconds? Hmm. What about Alize Khan? Would you like to have the floor for the next 30 seconds? Uh, See, I understand that confidence is an issue, but uh, अगर आपने नियत की है कि you're gonna listen to this lecture and then the next lecture is coming up, then you've also kind of promised yourself that you're gonna want to speak, right? Because मैं आपको जितना भी बता दूँ ना कि how you speak better, how you do this, how you do that, I can give you liquid gold. I can give you the best tips. I can give you all of my knowledge. But at the end of the day, if you don't have the confidence to really interact with any knowledge that's been given to you, and if you don't have the confidence to really act on whatever has been happening, then you don't really have any way of developing your communication skills. Because, of course, to develop communication skills, you have to communicate, and to communicate, you have to speak, and that's a given. So, if that's the case, what I'm doing is basically just building your guys' confidence. All right. It's 8:29 right now. I will wait until 8:31. So I'll wait 2 minutes, and I want at least one person to have spoken until then. So, seeing as some people have joined late, would anyone who's been here from the start like to speak again? Like maybe Verda again? Verda, do you want to speak? Verda, are you here?
Please give response to sir.
All right, I'll wait one more minute. Okay, I guess I'll just continue onwards without the reflection part. Smart goals. We've already done this. But seeing as some people joined again, I'll explain it again. See, this is the very first lecture of many, so what I want is everyone to know what they're working towards. Now, what do I mean, know what you're working towards? I mean, have a goal in mind, and not just any goal, a smart goal. I want you to be specific about what you want. What exactly will you do? Who are you doing it for? Are you doing it for yourself, your family, your relationship, or your friends? Measurable. How will you know that you've made progress? What does your what does your definition of progress look like? How do you know you've done something and you're getting closer to your goal? Now, relevant. How does this support the reason? How does how does your goal support the reason you want to do this? Like saying, if I want more friends, how does my goal of being better at communicating support that, and are they compatible? Uske baad, time bound. So this is the same thing that you need for every task. Even when it comes to exams, you need to know that when is your specific deadline gonna end. Because अगर ये बात है, मैं तो अपनी पूरी ज़िंदगी बोल सकता हूँ I'm gonna get better at communication, I'm gonna do this, I'm gonna do that, and if I don't give myself a timeline, I'm just gonna eventually not do it because I'm gonna give myself infinite time, of course. So let's set a timeline, maybe whatever works with your own life, maybe 1 hour a day, 1 hour a week, or whatever. Now, your SMART goal statement, if you combine all of these 5 points and make one sentence, you will have your SMART goal. And for the next 3 minutes, I'm gonna go on a bit of a pause, and I want you guys to have a SMART goal statement ready, and I want you all to send it in chat. I want at least 3 responses. Right. Chalo, I would like to ask, if no one's gonna really type in chat, we can do something easier in that. आप लोगों का यहाँ पे, what's your reason for entering this course? You know, so so if you want to increase your vocabulary, if you want to make more friends, if you want to be more confident, whatever the reason may be, what is your goal for the end of this lecture? What do you want to be able to do? Make more friends, increase your vocabulary, be more confident. So yeah, just type that in chat, please. Okay. आई थिंक मुझे थोड़ा उर्दू में बोलना चाहिए. तो यहाँ पे जितने भी लोग आए हैं, यहाँ किस मकसद से आए हैं? ओके. ओके, तो मरियम का है increase vocabulary ताकि आपकी confidence build हो. Okay, that's very nice. Building confidence. Improving vocabulary ताकि आपकी computer science की terminology better. Okay, that's also very nice. I want one more response. कि यहाँ पे आपका मकसद क्या है आने का? What do you want? आप क्या हासिल करना चाहते हो? एक और response and then we can continue onwards. Right, professional letters. Okay. Okay. Moving onwards. So let's see how many steps you are have to achieve this goal. So let's say Uruj also had a response, improve confidence. Okay. So Uruj says that you want to improve your own confidence. So to improve confidence, what are like some things you need to do? पहली बात तो first three are के सॉरी आपका गोल है कि यू वांट टू इम्प्रूव योर कॉन्फिडेंस. अब ऑफ कोर्स जब आपके पास एक गोल होता है, आप एक दिन में नहीं अचीव कर सकते और आप एक गो में भी अचीव नहीं कर सकते. अगर मुझे एक करोड़पति बनना है तो ऑफ कोर्स स्टेप्स होंगे ना थोड़े. मैं एक बिजनेस में जाऊँ, उस बिजनेस को आगे डेवलप करूँ, उस बिजनेस को डेवलप करके इधर उधर प्रॉफिटेबल बनाऊँ, एंड देन एट द एंड ऑफ द डे मैं करोड़पति बन जाऊँगा. और ये जो बिजनेस प्लान है, ये ज़िंदगी में हर एक चीज़ के लिए अपनाया जाता है. अगर आपको कॉन्फिडेंस ज़्यादा बनना है, आपको थोड़े ना थोड़े माइलस्टोन्स होने चाहिए. नंबर 1 मे बी कि आप पहले एक कोर्स सुनो. नंबर 2 मे बी अगर आपको ज़्यादा कॉन्फिडेंट होना है, एक चीज़ जो मैंने की थी मैं आप लोगों को बता सकता हूँ. जब मैं बहुत शाय होता था, मैं करता क्या था, मैं जाके लोगों से रैंडमली बात करता था. तो मैं स्कूल में इससे ही जा रहा होता था और कोई मिलता था तो मैं सलाम दुआ करता था एंड देन चला जाता था. एंड ऑफ कोर्स सलाम दुआ करना कोई बड़ी बात नहीं है, मगर जब आप बहुत शाय शाय और इंट्रोवर्टेड से होते हो और आपके पास इतना एक्सपीरियंस नहीं होता है नए लोगों से मिलने का, नए बंदे को सलाम करना भी बहुत होता है. तो स्टार्ट विद बेबी स्टेप्स, स्टार्ट स्मॉल. पहली चीज़ आपको करनी है अगर कॉन्फिडेंस के बारे में, को किसी रैंडम बंदे को सलाम करें एंड ट्राई टू बी मोर ओपन, ट्राई टू डू थिंग्स आउटसाइड ऑफ योर कंफर्ट जोन. मे बी अगर आप क्लास में कोई सवाल है और आपको सवाल का जवाब पता है मगर आप फिर भी सवाल का जवाब नहीं बता रहे, क्यों? क्योंकि आप बहुत शाय हो. यू कैन चेंज दैट अबाउट योरसेल्फ एज वेल. नाउ हमारा हमारे गोल का पोटेंशियल ऑब्स्टिकल क्या है? पोटेंशियल ऑब्स्टिकल से मतलब हमें क्या रोक रहा है हमारे गोल हासिल करने के लिए? तो इफ़ वी टेक उरूज का ही एग्जांपल के कॉन्फिडेंस बनना है, कॉन्फिडेंट बनने के लिए हमें क्या चीज़ है जो हमें ओवरकम करनी है? फॉर एग्जांपल आपको मैं बता सकता हूँ, मेरा तो पहले था डर, मैं बहुत डरता था बात करने से, एंड मेरे डर की वजह से आई कुडंट स्पीक, लाइक मुझे मुझे भी याद है मैं कुछ बोलने के लिए अपना मुंह खोला करता था और मेरा मुंह ही जम जाता था, आवाज़ निकलती भी नहीं थी मुझसे। तो उसमें एक तो ऑब्स्टिकल है कि फियर, आप सोचते हो अपने दिमाग में कि आई एम गोना स्टार्ट स्पीकिंग, और उस सिंपल थॉट से आपका पूरा प्रोसेस ही खौफ से आके ख़त्म हो जाता है। एक दूसरा है टाइम, अब कुछ लोग बिजी होते हैं, उनके पास टाइम नहीं होता है ये सारा करने को, एंड प्रोक्रेस्टिनेशन के आप अपने दिमाग को बेसिकली बस झूठ बोलो कि चलो बाद में करूँगा, बाद में करूँगा, जो आई एम श्योर हम सब ने अपने एग्जाम्स के लिए किया हुआ है कि लाइक वो मैं बाद में पढ़ लूँगा, ये करूँगा, वो करूँगा, दैट्स सेम एज प्रोक्रेस्टिनेशन। अब आप इन ऑब्स्टिकल्स को ओवरकम कैसे करेंगी? अगर मैं अपनी फेक की एग्जांपल लूँ, पर्सनली व्हाट आई डिड वाज टू गेट रिड ऑफ माय फियर, मैं बस अपने आप को बहुत अनकंफर्टेबल करता था, लाइक मैं किसी से सलाम दुआ कर रहा हूँ, मैं किसी को बस अस्सलाम वालेकुम करता था, और वो तो सीधी बात है, आप किसी को सलाम करें वो वापस सलाम करेंगे एंड यू मूविंग ऑन योर वे, सही है। उसके बाद क्या है, अगर बंदा रुक के आपसे हाल चाल पूछे फिर तो आपको पता नहीं क्या करे, और दैट्स व्हाट हैपेंड विद मी। तो आई वुड से अस्सलाम वालेकुम, कैसे हो आप, एंड इंस्टेड ऑफ जस्ट सेइंग अस्सलाम वालेकुम और फिर अपना जाते हुए, वो रुकते थे और रुक के मुझसे बोलते थे कि वालेकुम अस्सलाम, आप सुनाए आप कैसे हैं। अब जब मुझसे कोई सवाल पूछ रहा है, मेरा क्या हुआ, मैं तो जम गया, मुझे नहीं पता मैं क्या करूं, एंड दैट वाज वेरी अनकंफर्टेबल फॉर मी। तो ऑफ कोर्स फिर मैं अटकता रहा। अब इतने फियर के बाद ऑफ कोर्स थोड़ा मैंने अपने आप को एम्बैरेस किया, मगर एट द एंड ऑफ द डे आई डिड गेट मोर कॉन्फिडेंट। तो मैं आपको बता सकता हूँ, द वन थिंग इन ऑब्स्टिकल्स को ओवरकम करने के लिए आपको अपने आप को अनकंफर्टेबल करना है, एंड यू हैव टू बी मोर ओपन टू बीइंग अनकंफर्टेबल। अकाउंटेबिलिटी, अगर आपका एक गोल है, जैसे मेरा था कम्युनिकेशन स्किल्स का, आप अपने किसी दोस्त को बताओ, आप अपनी अम्मी को बताओ, आप अपने अब्बू को बताओ, ख़ानदान में से किसी को बताओ कि मम्मा या पापा मुझे ये करना है, और अगर मैंने ये गोल नहीं किया तो आप मुझे सुनाना और आप मुझे बताना कि ये मेरा था एक गोल जो मैं नहीं कर रही, एंड दैट्स अकाउंटेबिलिटी। और आखिरी बात, अगर आपने कोई एक माइलस्टोन किया है अचीव जिससे आपको अच्छा लग रहा है, कि सपोज मैंने आज 10 लोगों से बात की है, तो ट्रीट योरसेल्फ, आप यू कैन हैव अ लिटिल पार्टी विद योरसेल्फ, आप हैव सम केक, जो भी करना है करें, एंजॉय लाइफ। तो कीपिंग ऑल ऑफ दैट इन माइंड,
फिर प्लीज ये रिपीट करें दोबारा से, इससे पहले वाला।
इससे पहले वाला अकाउंटेबिलिटी,
यस सर।
यस ओके। तो अकाउंटेबिलिटी से ये मतलब कि डू यू यू शुड टेल समवन, आप किसी को बताना चाहिए आपका गोल क्या है। तो फॉर एग्जांपल अगर मेरा ये गोल है कि मुझे ज़्यादा कॉन्फिडेंट होना है, ज़्यादा दोस्तों की ज़रूरत है, तो मैं अपने किसी जानने वाले को बताऊंगा जो आई ट्रस्ट, जानने वाला जिस पे मैं भरोसा करूँ। मसलन मेरी अम्मी, मैं अपनी अम्मी में बहुत भरोसा करता हूँ। अगर मुझे एक ऐसी चीज़ है कि मुझे नए दोस्त बनाने हैं, मैं अपनी अम्मी को बताऊंगा कि मम्मा मुझे नए दोस्त बनाने हैं, और मैं अपने आप को ज़्यादा अनकंफर्टेबल करूँगा, अपने आप को ज़्यादा स्पॉटलाइट में डालूंगा, और माई अम्मी विल सपोर्ट मी ऑन दैट। मैंने ये किया था, और मेरी अम्मी ने फिर मुझे ऑनलाइन ढूंढ के दिए जगहें, लाइक ऑनलाइन कम्युनिटीज़ होती हैं जहाँ पे आपकी कॉन्फिडेंस बिल्ड होती है, लाइक वो आपको एक कम्युनिटी देते हैं, आपको कुछ लोग देते हैं, एंड आप उन लोगों के सामने बस बोलना सीखते हो। और मेरी अम्मी ने मुझे ऐसे चैट रूम्स ढूंढ के दिए, एंड दैट हेल्प मी। तो शेयर योर गोल विद पीपल, और आप उन लोगों को बताओ कि मेरा ये गोल है, एंड वो आप लोगों को, और वो आपके दोस्त जो हैं अगर अच्छे दोस्त हों, आपको खुद आपकी मदद करेंगे आपकी गोल को हासिल करने में। एनीवेज, नाउ नाउ मैंने आपको इतना जो एक्सप्लेन किया है, ब्रेकिंग इट डाउन, आई वांट कि आप बस एक मुझे बताएं स्टेप, लाइक 2 स्टेप्स बताएं आपको गोल अचीव करने के। अगर मैं एक एग्जांपल लूँ, ऊपर किसी ने बोला था इंक्रीज वोकैबुलरी, इंक्रीज वोकेबुलरी में आपकी क्या चीज़ें जो आपको करनी है, लाइक मैं बता सकता हूँ, अगर किसी को अपनी वोकेबुलरी इंक्रीज करनी है, आप ज़्यादा किताबें पढ़ें, आप यूट्यूब पे ज़्यादा वीडियो देखें, आप ज़्यादा पॉडकास्ट देखें, एंड दैट्स गोना हेल्प यू। उसके अलावा अगर आपको कॉन्फिडेंट होना है, मैंने अभी आपको इतने एग्जांपल्स दिए हैं दोस्त वगैरह के, तो हाँ, ये यूजिंग मेरे एग्जांपल्स एज रेफरेंस पॉइंट, आप बताएं आपको अपना गोल अचीव करने के लिए ऐसी क्या कोई चीज़ें हैं जो आपके दिमाग में आती हैं जो आपको करने हैं। उसके बाद एज आई एक्सप्लेन्ड, आपकी क्या चीज़ें ऑब्स्टिकल्स जिससे आप रुक रुक जा रहे हो अपने गोल्स हासिल करने में, और आप इन ऑब्स्टिकल्स को कैसे ओवरकम करेंगे, और आखिरी दो अकाउंटेबिलिटी और रिवॉर्ड को छोड़ दें। तो यस, आई विल वेट 3 मिनट, एंड इन 2 से 3 मिनट्स आप प्लीज़ मुझे बता दो। ओके, आप आराम से चैट में लिख लो जितना लिखना है। मैं 8:51 पे चेक करूँगा, सो यू हैव 5 मिनट्स। Okay, so let's check the responses. तो फरा महबूब said a list of new words. Okay, तो आप एक लिस्ट बनाओगी नए वर्ड्स का, उनमें से आप 5 सीखोगी और आप वो सारे 5 सेंटेंसेस में यूज करेंगी 1 महीने तक. ओके, नाइस. Good luck with that. It's a very nice thing you've thought out. इसके अलावा अर्जू said read English newspaper for vocabulary. हाँ, ये भी बात है. Reading reading is a very good source, especially newspapers. I'd even say that reading newspapers are better than reading books. Read and write from Farah again, okay. Mariam Nawaz said to overcome our fears and shyness. To speak about the things we already know, but because lack of confidence we are unable to convey it to others. Azu said, read English novels, English newspapers, and books to overcome fear. Chat with friends and AI in English. Okay, AI in English. AI is a nice one actually. AI का तो मैंने भी नहीं सुना. AI is a very nice one. I think everyone should at least try with AI. Anyways, आप लोगों के पास एक और मिनट है in case you want to type something to appreciate and reward. Oh, that's so nice. Okay, 8:51 हो चुके हैं. Learning new languages, happiness, meaning, success, and integrity. Wow. And makes an impact on world, give some rewards. Wow, that is very nice. Anyways, continuing onwards. Why mantra? ये तो हमने कर लेना है. Some templates. तो जब हर बंदे को एक mantra बनाना होता है ना, mantra is a very over complicated word. मैं आपको बता रहा हूँ, एक sentence बनाना है आपको, सही है? One sentence. और उस sentence में आपको बताना है कि what you want to do with your life, what you want to do with this course at least. तो यहाँ पे एग्जाम्पल्स हैं कि गेटिंग अ प्रमोशन. अगर आपको अपने वर्क लाइफ में ज़्यादा एक्सेल करना है तो आपको ये आप कर सकते हैं. आपको ज़्यादा नेटवर्क करना है, आपको ज़्यादा सोशल होना है. दीज आर 2 एग्जाम्पल्स. इफ़ यू वांट टू लर्न अ न्यू सॉफ्टवेयर, ये एग्जाम्पल्स हैं. एंड इन केस आपको इसकी ज़रूरत हो, आई इवन send a screenshot of this. These are very nice examples to use. एक second. हाँ, so these are the examples I was talking about. ये examples बहुत अच्छी हैं. I'll wait for couple of minutes. आप लोग आराम से पहले देख लें. Let's read some of them. Actually, would anyone like to read these examples? Like कोई होगा यहाँ पे जिसको ये एक बस sentence read करना है, जैसे getting a promotion वाला जो है. इनमें से एक sentence किसी को read करना है? चलें, I'll start first. मगर मैं कराऊंगा read क्योंकि मैं हूँ गंदा. तो getting a promotion. I am building my skills/value so that I can achieve greater impact or security. So yeah. Now next, who'd like to go?
I am mastering project leadership so that I can secure and a role that provides both creative freedom and financial stability for my family.
Thank you. Nice job. Thank you. Um, would anyone like to go? Yes, Farah, you can go.
I am writing good sentences. I am going to use good sentences so I can be a better team leader.
Yeah, inshallah.
Uh, yes, you can go again, Farah. You have your hand raised.
Yeah, can you listen to me?
Yes, yes, yes.
Okay. I am going to improve my vocabulary so that I can explain better.
Right. Um. Okay, that's fair. That's not the example, but I like how you're showing your own stuff. It's nice initiative you're taking. Okay. And Baki ke to, anyways. Yes, yes. You're raising your hand again. Okay. Anyways, so next slide, continuing onwards. Mantra. So this is just the formula for the mantra. I don't think I have to really explain any of this because this is pretty self-explanatory. And the last sentence should explain. Just based on the last sentence alone, I think you guys could get it. Anyways, that would bring the lecture to a wrap, and it was very nice to meet you all. मगर कल से ज्वाइन करने से पहले guys have a clear goal, वरना कोई फायदा नहीं होगा. Okay. Anyways, it was an honor being here, and thank you so much for listening to me. And that would be all from my side.
Thank you so much, sir, for your insightful presentation. Anyone have questions? So you may ask.
I'll be here for 5 minutes if there's any questions, and then I think by like 9 or 9:02, I'll be leaving.
I think no questions, sir. Everything is clear.
All right. So if there's going to be no questions, then thank you very much, and Allah Hafiz.
Thank you so much, sir, for your precious time. And thank you, everybody, for joining us. The class is over. You may leave now. Allah Hafiz.